We are here in our C2, loaded the ship up, doing some contracts for Covalex. Yeah, imagine that we're doing contracts for Covalex. And the reason is pretty simple. Since the hull C is working so perfectly fine, we want to find out if they offer us other contracts in the master rank, so that we have a little bit more diversity in hull C hauling stuff. So what we noticed here doing this contract, we have to deliver to 4 stations a different amount, and the maximum, the biggest box is 16 SCU. But in the hangar, in the elevator, we got way more boxes that we could load up than we actually need. We didn't really count, but it looked like as if. And when we look at the ship now, the capacity is somewhere 600 SUs, and we pretty loaded the ship, not maximum, but we pretty loaded. And when we just see the contract amounts, it's like 75, 87, that is 150, 200, and 270, 280 SUs that we need to deliver in order to complete this contract. So this is what we noticed. Yeah, regarding to the hull C, we watched some YouTube videos, and a lot of people complaining that the hull C is a money printing machine. And yeah, nice bug here. And yeah, I mean, the ship costs, I don't know, 12 or 16 mil, and you need to make 12 or 16 mil per patch in order to buy the hull C next patch, because CIG will take it away. So if you make that money, you haven't progressed any money. Just keep that in mind. So yeah, it needs to print a lot of money in order to be able to rebuy the hull C again for the next patch to have joy. Or the other way around would be, yeah, you simply just pledge for the ship. I mean, it's $500 in value. This is way too much for a virtual spaceship. But if you have spare money you want to throw out of the window or throw it to CIG, go ahead. Pledge for the ship. No skill issues here. Pledge for the ship and print money. And I can tell you, those people who pledge for the ship, they don't do this stuff for the sake of money. They do it for the sake of hauling, for the sake of the dream of being a space trucker, and just having the sense of feeling the immersiveness of being in that massive ship and flying around with a fully loaded cargo spindle. That is the main, at least for us, when we enjoy hull C, that is the main cause why we even do the hull C stuff. It's absolutely not about the money. And yeah, we are here, first location, starting unloading, and we try to make it as the contract says. So we did a pretty simple math. So we know, okay, we have to deliver, let's say 66 SCU. We divide 66 by 16, and that will give us 4. Yeah, so we need to unload 4 of these boxes, but there is still missing 4 multiplied is 64. That means we need to have a 2 SCU box, and we are not here in Seraphim obviously, because we took a 4 SU with us, and so we perfectly match. So if you want to do this contract as intended, then you need to make sure that you actually load all the small boxes, because you need small boxes. You do not need certainly the maximum. Here you can see box check-in all green. That is a perfect fit. And we will see which one we delivered. Yeah, bottom one. Alright, so next one. Where are we? This looks like Everest. On Everest we need to deliver 102 SUs. That is 16 SU boxes. And then still 6 SUs are missing. That means we need to deliver 16 SU boxes, 1 4 SU box and 1 2 SU box in order to complete this contract perfectly. And for some reason here in Stanton, every time when you go into a hangar, the elevators are closed, and then you need to open the elevator, which is a time sink, we would say. We would understand or accept it that in the matter of when you're first time here, that the elevators are closed. But when you come back repeatedly in the same hangar, the hangar should be open, because the hangars are some sort of instanced, yeah. And the Supermax tractor beam is just way too weak. And what we notice is this is aluminum, and 16 SUs of aluminum is 20 tons. And the mag plates of the ship are way too strong. Way too strong, way too strong. There should be the same amount like the elevators. Elevators mag plate, that would be awesome. Alright, so getting the boxes off the grid and then trying to track the beam with the Atlas just for the sake of speed and efficiency. Sorry for the hiccup. I think we got a cold or something. Yeah, for some reason we cannot put the boxes on the grid. This is stupid annoying. I mean, you can pledge how much money is the fucking Atlas in the pledge store. You just spend fucking money on a tool that's supposed to support you in your doing in the verse, but it doesn't. In game you would spend. Oh no, now it goes. What's going on? Is it because vector, when objects are in the line, that you cannot track the beam it properly? No, look, it doesn't work. But we can say, okay, that box was so bad placed. No, there is nothing. It's just a fucking stupid thing. It's a pain, and that is another reason why we don't do contracts, because it's just way too much effort for nothing. And with nothing, I mean a lot of people doing that for money, for whatever reason, and we do not play anymore for money, because it's just I mean, you can do it, there's nothing wrong with it, it's just why? Because you make money and then you buy ships in game and next patch you take it away. No, that's a waste of life. Oh, did you see that? There is an invisible wall. And that's what we meant. The Supermax is way too weak. Look at that. There's an invisible wall. Yeah. And I think this is probably the reason why we couldn't track the beam the boxes, because of that stupid wall there. Okay, so all the boxes we counted should be okay. 102 SUs. There's another one. Okay, bring that one. The 20 ton is too heavy for the small tractor beam. You need to have the big one in order to move that 16 SUs aluminum. Check in. Yeah, check it happens. Now you see 16 SU. We have one too much. It's not green. We do not confirm. We take that one out. We are not quite sure what happens. Yeah, you see the stupid wall. And that is also the reason why you cannot track the beam boxes from the elevator into the ship, because of the wall. Magic. Yeah. They say it's alpha, and we say it's just stupid. Okay, then all green, all good, confirm. Let's go. This is Everest. Yeah, Everest gone. Next up, Tresla. Is this Tresla? Yeah, it looks like. Yeah, we like to show off our landing skills. And the hangar, that's why we show that. Open. Yeah, response time is way too slow. Way too slow. Yeah, I mean, we can assume that there is a person at the ATC and he allocates a hangar for us. But this is supposed to be in 100 years from now, so they would have some machine standing there and assign the hangars called AI or whatnot. But however, we made it to Port Tresla, and here we unload 75 SCUs. 75 divided by 16 is 4 boxes. And 75 minus 64, that is 11 SCUs. So that can be an 8 SCU box. And a 1 SCU box. And a 2 SCU box. Okay. Up there, 1 SCU. Not that one. This one, yes, we got that one. A little bit away. Yeah, here as well. We cannot put the boxes on the grid, but we can try it through. Right mouse click, but even that doesn't really work. It's a pain. Yeah, it's a pain. Check in. Or no, here we have one too much. Intentionally one too much, want to see what happens. Tresla is gone. So what does that tell us? We can deliver more, and for some reason a various amount of boxes are left over here in the inventory. But luckily they increased the inventory from 1,000 SCUs up to 5,000 SCUs. And at this point we are not quite sure if they did that because they know that they fucked up with the contracts. And what we also do not know is what happens with the boxes we haven't picked up. They are still at the pickup location. Sometimes we haven't seen that they actually occupy SCU capacity in the warehouse when it's a contract. So it might be that there is still empty, so when as soon as the contract is done, the boxes are vanished. But at the delivery location, if you deliver more, that means the boxes will remain in that inventory, as we saw before. But for some reason, they didn't show us the 16 SCU, which was too much. Intentionally, they showed us other boxes remaining in the warehouse, which is really interesting. Okay, last load, and we already know we have way too many boxes in the ship, but this is the last station and we want to empty the ship completely. We do not want to have boxes inside the ship. I mean, we could self-destruct the ship, of course, but we do still some kind of a role play, want to do it as realistic as possible because this is a space simulator. Yeah. So we bring the boxes out, but yet, yeah, we need to make sure that we actually do the contract. So bring all the boxes in there. Yeah, this all for the sake of reputation. still in the hope that we can get more and other contracts for the whole sea in master rank. Too many boxes. Another way could be that we just left the boxes inside the hangar. That eventually could work. Let's have a check. There's still the 2 SCU boxes, also not on the grid. Yeah, for some interesting reason, geometry of the boxes, that actually works. So you do not need to be on the grid. Way too many boxes, and we will see what happens. Should be okay, contract complete, and it is. So way too many boxes, and as you can see here, way too many boxes. 300 SUs of some boxes of a contract. And if you want to take it realistically, that means you need to count the boxes before you actually load the ship, in order not to have too much waste transporting around and not deliver too many SCU boxes at the destination, where you actually just you fill up the inventory for nothing and need to wait until next patch drops and inventory got wiped. Yeah, 330 SCUs. All right, so let's have a check on the contracts. 1 pickup, 1 material, 3 deliveries. That sounds good to us. All right.